The Shark Deck.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Royal biographer Tom Bowers has some warnings for Harry about Meghan Markle. In a recent interview with GB News host Dan Wooten, Bowers said Meghan's number one interest is herself and the second interest is money. What's interesting is the people she goes to. Who is going to maximize Meghan's popularity? Who's going to make her really big and very rich? Harry was one step, but will she keep Harry for long? Perhaps Harry will become redundant to her ambitions in the near future. They are poor compared to their neighbours, and Meghan feels that more than anything. That's why she was so dissatisfied with Frogmore she wanted a palace, not 5 cottages knocked into a small home in Windsor. So she really is looking for the big time. The question really is whether Harry appreciates that, whether he really wants to go along for that ride. Is he really as money-oriented as she is? It was very noticeable when Harry said he was going to give a large chunk of his advance from his sensational book to charity. It's now just a little bit, and he hasn't quantified it, so I think they're keeping the money but parading themselves as philanthropists and people who are anxious to help. It's clinical, as was their whole departure from Britain, and is the whole of Netflix series and the book I Am the Victim, when in fact they're the aggressors. PR expert Maya Riaz tells The Mirror, it would be naive to not expect Harry and Meghan to make a commercial move post their Netflix series and Spare. The Netflix series was tailored for the American audience, and it shows that there is an appetite for the Duke and Duchess in the States. Meghan had a career moving into the royal family. Now they are not working royals. Should this mean that she should not make a move back into TV? I don't think so. She may not take a role in a long-running series. However, I absolutely can see her making a cameo. They need to work, as their security bill runs into the millions, and they, rightly so, are not taking a penny from UK taxpayers. They very much know who their audience is, and they are catering for a non-UK audience. We saw that from the Netflix series. According to The Sun, the powers that be at Netflix would like Harry and Meghan to do a Kardashian-style reality show to which we would vote a heavy yes. A source tells The Sun, Harry's memoir has certainly been a talking point, and while many think that executives would be annoyed at the volume of revelations in Spare versus the show, in truth they were different scenarios. They scored great viewing figures and want a second bite of the pie. The gloves are off now for Harry, and Netflix feels they are in a prime position for a second project. Moving forward, the aftermath of what happens to Harry and Meghan will be fascinating to viewers. We know that the couple films material all the time, so there remains a treasure trove left, which could make for dynamite viewing. For such a deal to move forward, the couple will have to open up the doors of their Montecito home. There is no doubt audiences have been excited by watching Harry speak about his life. The interest remains huge. Palace Intrigue will be right back. Hey, I'm going to whisper some magic words to you. Palace 65. Palace 65. Remember those words, because you are going to feel like royalty when HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit, saves you that much money. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why HelloFresh now has 40 weekly recipes to choose from. You can say ta-ta to your recipe rut and treat yourself and your family to exciting new flavors every week. Looking for an easy way to eat well and save money? Cut back on expensive takeout and delivery and get started with HelloFresh. You'll love how fast and easy it is to whip up a restaurant-quality meal right in your own kitchen. In the time it takes to listen to Palace Intrigue here, you could be halfway done in prepping dinner. HelloFresh's latest line of meals featuring robust flavors and filling portions are ready in less than 15 minutes. Enjoy taste and quality done quickly with recipes like falafel power bowls, seared steak and potatoes with bayonnaise sauce, or Southwest pork and bean burritos. But here's the craziest deal for Palace Intrigue listeners. Go to hellofresh.com/palace65 and use that code PALACE65 for a 65% off plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/palace65 for 65% off plus free shipping. That's one crazy deal. An oak tree has been planted at the entrance to Richmond's Rufus Woods to commemorate the late Queen Elizabeth II. Members of the original Richmond Business and Tourism Association, called ORBTA, purchased the tree in her memory. The newly elected chair of ORBTA, Paul Harrison, said the retiring chair, Marcia McCluckey, planted the tree at the entrance of the woods with the help of Steve Biggs of Just the Job, who are custodians of the woodland. Most of the Wales family visited the set of the Lord of the Rings spin-off, The Rings of Power. William is a known fan of the Lord of the Rings, so he and his wife brought 9-year-old Charles and 7-year-old Charlotte to meet the cast and tour of the set. A source told The Sun, "It was all hugely exciting for George and Charlotte, who loved looking at the props and how everything was laid out. As for Louis, he stayed at home. It was a bit late in the evening for him." And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalacintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your favorite shows. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.
All right, here's the pitch. 5 stories. They're all good news. It's called 5 Good News Stories. No negative news, just good news. Nice, easy way to start your day. Hopefully a smile. Hi, I'm Johnny Mack, host of 5 Good News Stories. You get the premise? There's 5 stories, and they're all good news. It's the number 5 Good News Stories. 5 Good News Stories. Follow the show wherever you get your podcasts.